So we started our journey when we had, at the customer service, at the web shop, we had emails and we had phone calls. And we also had chat, but it was a chat that was only, it was only when the agents actually had the time, or if they had like the possibility to go online. So it was not a chat that was online all the time in the opening hours. And of course, well, outside the opening hours, it was closed. And then we saw a need for something different or something more. So we wanted to have a chatbot, and we wanted that because we wanted to be able to help the customers outside opening hours, first of all, but we also wanted to see if we could maybe help the customers faster, and chat is faster than phone and email. So that was how we decided that this was maybe the idea for us. And then we started to work with Certainly. And in the beginning, it was, I was afraid actually, because they told me that I have to build the bot, and I was like, never gonna happen. I'm not technical and I don't know how to do it. And so I was a little bit worried. But then we started, and we had a really good connection, I would say, from the beginning. There was like this day with a whole workshop where I came in and Certainly showed me how the system works and how to build a bot and what is possible, and it was really cool. And then I saw that I can actually build a bot. So we started by building a really simple bot. And Certainly also said, start slow, start easy with a few questions that can be answered, and then we can go from there. And then we just, with a lot of mistakes and a lot of trouble and everything else, we just built the bot, and then we changed it and we adjusted and changed it again. And then we had a really good bot that was answering a lot of questions. Yes, and now we have an even better bot that answers even more questions. I think the biggest change since we have the chatbot is there are more things, but I think that we see a much faster reply time since we have the chatbot, and we see that because the general questions that was asked on email and phones, they are now asked on chat, and the bot can actually answer the questions. So the tickets coming in are closed immediately without any human has to react on it. And that means that our agent actually have more time to dive into the more complex cases, the more the heavier problems where we have to have a human helping. So all these general questions about delivery time and shipping and all these easy questions are now being answered by a bot. And it just gives the agents time for more important stuff or more complicated cases. And we see that because we don't have all these general questions in the emails anymore, it also means that the emails that are being sent in are being answered much faster than it was in the past. And then, of course, we see a pretty high satisfaction score because we see that a lot of our customers, fastness is really important to them. And the fastest way to get an answer is on the chat. The only thing that I would say it isn't immediately, but I made some mistakes in the beginning. So my chatbot, the first chatbot that I went live with, was not really that good because I didn't listen to Certainly's advice. They advised me to put it online and then adjust along the time because it's just much easier because you can't really copy what the customers are asking. So you use your own language. And then when we went live, it was all Nadin customers asking questions. And when we went live, it was other questions, and it didn't really. So, but when we got it adjusted and we knew how to do it, I would say we saw immediately. It was from 1 week to another. We just saw that the reply time was down, satisfaction score was up, and of course, with the agents spending more time on other cases that came after a while, where we could see, okay, last month they spent so much time on general questions, and now they just spent like almost zero time on these questions. So, but I would say we saw results immediately. When we had the first chatbot, we chose to have all the chats coming into a folder, so I could go through them and see what was answered, what wasn't answered, and how was it answered. So I could all the time adjust the chatbot to be the best. The problem was that all the general questions was answered perfectly, but there were just too many product questions that couldn't be answered. So the old chatbot was more helping people by guiding them to an online fitting guide or a size guide, or connecting them to a human agent if it was within the opening hours, and if it was if it was after 5 p.m. and nobody was available, then the bot suggested that they write an email or that they forwarded the chat. So, and we just saw that it was a lot product questions. And of course, because it's a site that sells clothes, so of course people want to know about the product. And they were asking about sizes, and they were asking about the models on the pictures and the fittings on the suits, and it was just impossible for me to train the bot to answer all these questions. So there was a need for something that was more intelligent, that could help the customers with these product questions. And then certainly, they informed me that it would be possible. And then we started the project. So all the product information that we have, and all the measurements, and all the measurements on the models that we are using, and the fitting difference, and all these things, they were put into the system. And now we have a chatbot that can also answer a lot of product questions. My feeling is that we see, of course, a lot more chats coming in, and we see that it's mainly product questions being asked, and we also see that that actually, like you said, when people are chatting with this product chatbot and they are asking about sizes and fittings, they are actually getting some kind of answer. And that gives them a feeling that they were helped. And a lot of people are actually shopping after opening hours. So in the evening, when they are sitting at home and the kids are in bed, they are shopping. And of course, most people know that they can't talk to a human, but if they can't find the information on the product side, there is actually a second help. So we see that, that they are actually putting things in the basket. They are buying stuff. And I would say I'm looking forward to seeing also the returns. Because we do, of course, have a lot of returns. That's normal in the fashion brand, but it would be cool to see if it could have some effect on that too. That people are maybe choosing the right size from the beginning when they get the help. And we see a high satisfaction score. We see people are happy that they got helped also from a bot. So buying a suit online can be really difficult if you don't know your size, or if you haven't had a Tiger of Sweden suit before. It can be really difficult. So I would say sizes, but also the fitting. So if you want to buy your first suit and you don't really see what is the difference between this suit and this suit, I think that the chatbot can be really helpful with like helping people. Okay, do you want a slim fitted suit? Do you want a more regular suit? Do you want the suit to look like this or look like this? And so the bot can guide the customer to buy the right suit right away. We see women are more curious, and they are more like, I want to look at shirts, and I also want to look at a dress, and I also maybe need a blazer. But if men are shopping, they normally know what they want, that I'm missing a shirt, I'm missing a t-shirt, I'm missing a pair of trousers. So yes, I think that the bot could be really helpful, like guiding people. What are you looking for? Do you want to see the new collection? Are you looking for trousers, or are you looking for a blazer, or are you looking for work suit, or are you going to a party, or whatever? I think that it can help also guide, and also for like selling more than they maybe was planning to, because there are things. If you buy a suit, of course the bot should also ask, hey, maybe you should look at a shirt too, or a tie, or something else. The more people we can get in our loyalty program, the more information we have about our customers, and the more we know about the customers, then we can also adjust the collection and everything. So yes, I think the bot can be helpful in so many ways. It just needs to be in the right way, so people will not feel that they shouldn't feel that it's a bot. It's a little bit weird, but people don't have the same expectation to a bot that they have to a human agent. But imagine how cool it would be if the bot could actually deliver the same service as a human, more or less. So if you have customers with low expectations, but they get the same high level as they would from a human, that would just trigger 100% satisfaction score, and this surprise effect with the customers. I know that I would say, do you know what I did last night? I shopped at Tiger of Sweden, and it was in the evening and no human was available, but then this chatbot came and it was just like chatting with a human. I got exactly the help I was looking for. We definitely have plans to use it. To be honest, it has just been a little bit too crazy so we haven't really looked into it yet, but it's 100% sure that this will be something that we will work with in the future. Concentrate more on the bot. In the beginning, when we built the bot, I was 50% on the bot and 50% on other projects. I need that again. I need to investigate time. Because I think it can do more than it does now. So next level is, of course, more languages. I've been talking for that for ages, but yes, more languages and even more product help. And right now I'm not really able to do it myself, but I would love that in the future. It's not something that certainly has to do, but that I can go in and I can add things and I can adjust things. And because the chatbot that answers the general questions is working, so I don't need to spend that much time on it. But I think that the product part of the chatbot could just go so much further with everything, like we talked about, like advising people. It does right now, but even more, and helping people with sizes and But there's so much to it, because there are also a lot of things on our website that needs to be adjusted and be better. I would say, like I always say, listen to the people that actually knows what they are talking about in the beginning. Don't be afraid to go live with something that is not perfect. That was my biggest mistake, that I wanted it to be perfect before I went online, and that was a huge mistake. So choose maybe 1-2 topics, build the bot, put it online, and then just really reserve the time to go in every morning and go through the chats that came in, adjust, see what can be done better. I would say spend time on it a lot in the beginning, because you will see results so fast, and every time you adjust, next day you have to spend less time on the bot. I actually thought it was pretty user-friendly, actually. I was, but also because I don't know anything about it. So when I was just told that I need to build a bot, I was imagining some kind of a system with a green screen where I had to code things and write weird letters and numbers, and then I actually got this system where it just made sense. It was just like boxes, and I just had to put in statements and write a question and then connect it. And of course, in the beginning, I needed help, no doubt about it. And I called Michael 10 times a day, and but then you just know how to do it, and then it's not that difficult. And the more you work with it, it just makes sense. And if you make a pause for a couple of weeks and you start it up again, you're like, oh, how did I do this? And then it just comes again. It's like riding a bicycle, actually.